Whoa, salute, salute, salute. I didn't even know I started the live. My wife was in here vacuuming, man. Like, subscribe, and share, folks. Like, subscribe, and share. Man, I got something on my chest, man, something on my head. It's been on my head for a minute, man. It's about, man, one of my brothers, man, that I dearly miss. That's, man, like really a big part of my life, man. He was a really big part of my life for various reasons, man. And we lost him way too soon. But it still bothers me that, man, we lost him, and I had some unfinished business, some unfinished conversation, and some unfinished everything. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, subscribe, and share, folks. Like, subscribe, and share, man. Jack, Chicago's finest. What's up with everybody, man? Hope everybody, you know, had a great one. Everybody in a, man, good space. It's on the late night tip. But it's like, man, I feel, man, this shit popped in my head and ain't no set time to do certain things. Ain't no set time to express something that really, man, comes across your mind. And man, it's been a long time since I've been wanting to have a lot of conversations and dialogues about this situation alone. But it's been, man, it's been hard to, man, open it, get it started. It's been hard to, man, accept all the things that has happened around it, all the things that transpired and why they so called transpired. So it's like, man, the gentleman y'all see in my avatar, man, that's one of my brothers, man, one of my best friends. Chot, Manuel Cruz, that hothead ass Puerto Rican. That was my nigga, man. That was my dude. Man, I love him to life. And man, he loved me to life the same way. And it's like, man, gone too soon. Man, way too soon. And it's man. Check my internet cables, man. Connection. And it's a tragedy, you know. I'm trying to figure out like where to start with this. This is like, man, this was a complicated whole situation. We were like, man, all one big peas in a pod. We were all one big family. We all stayed in. Everybody had homes. We all stayed in different homes depending on what part of town we was in, which crib we was gonna stay in, and so on and so on. You know what I mean? And we was party animals. We did what we wanted to do, drink like crazy, shut down bars, you name it. We did it, man. We was on hood nigga shit when with no remorse or no feeling of anybody could do anything to us to stop us. We felt as though we could do anything we wanted to do. Most of the time we did it and it was very successful. My brother right there, he was a brains. He was big brains in our whole scheme of things, the whole operation of everything always did. He was always that thinker, but he was a hothead as well. But he shatter shit. Hey, babe, what my thing at? But I was sitting back, man, thinking about it today, and I'm like, man, rest in peace to my bro, Chot, Manuel Cruz. Rest in peace to my little sis, Shelly Forbes. Shelby, man, that's what I called her. Shelly Shell. Little bitty, little skinny, little firecracker. That's what I used to call her. Excuse me, man. But we had a bunch of years of glamorous times, a bunch of years of in the streets making money, in the streets partying, in the streets with all the ladies in the bars popping all the bottles, man, shutting the clubs down when so-called man tough crews wanted to get it cracking and think we was getting too much promotion and all of that. Everything, you name it. We was at the top of the we was at the top of the top in our area. But then as we started getting older, we started involved in a lot of different things. You know what I mean? Women and marriage included. A lot of things started going astray for various reasons. Now, mind you, all the fellas, we was locked in. We knew what it was, man. Till death do us part. Ain't no snake in us. Ain't no stabbing my brother in the back. Ain't no nigga, it's me and you. If you ain't coming back, I ain't coming back. And we stood on that. And our lady friends, our lady partners, our lady compadres, they didn't understand it. They couldn't stand it. They actually hated the relationships we had. They've told us on many occasions we put each one of our fellas before them. You name it, that's what it was. But I sit here tonight and I was just like, man, thinking about the entire scheme of how this whole situation went. You know what I mean? My bro lost his life senseless. And it's like it was at a point when he was preparing to change his life. He had came back home from the joint, from the feds, and he was a different dude. He was a different brother. He was a grown ass man. He was looking at he had a vision of all of us making it out unscathed and legitimate. You know what I mean? And man, I was doing the music. Me and my brother, man, we got the fire music going. He ready to be one of the investors. We got everything going lined up. And then one day out of the clear blue, he bumps into his childhood sweetheart. And man, he's head over heels crazy about her. And man, I was so happy for him because I knew, man, how he felt. But that day was the beginning of the end in hindsight. You know what I'm saying? I was happy for him in the beginning, but as time progressed, I realized, man, I don't think she was good for my motherfucking bro. But I gotta sit back and let the chips fall where they may. And I gotta let bro make grown man decisions because his kid's mom, she's in the picture and she's my sis. That's my sis. I love her to death. Shelly, rest in peace, baby. Always will miss you, always will love you, and I definitely will never forget you. So it's a lot going on. He got women playing tug of war with him. And, I'm going to try to allegedly, Shelby was one of those females. Whenever my brother got in mad 'cause we would call him Mexican. He ain't no motherfucking Mexican. But when he get home, released this last time, he run back into this childhood female and him and his kid's mom going through some things. So he's kind of shunning her. And I'm like, still trying to, you know, help her out because we was taught, man, if mine going down, he always had her. If his going down, and vice versa. But this go around, he was telling me to, no, man, leave that bitch. Don't give her nothing. You can't do that to me, man. Can't do that to me. So if she called me and said the baby need diapers, I'm taking diapers over there. Whatever the situation may be to make you feel as though she don't deserve anything, you are the reason that she love me and them kids love me, and I'm Uncle Yak, and I'm obligated to make sure they was straight till death do me part. And we vowed on that a long time ago, so you can't renege on that to me now. So me and him was clashing about that. But a lot of the pushing to leave her in the wilderness to fend for self was coming from, the new young lady who has reintroduced herself into this man's life. So it was a lot going on. Now in the process of this, allegedly we doing some things in the streets that could, man, change our life in a bunch of different ways. We could wind up being kings with our feet up on islands, or we could wind up being niggas shackled and down in a hole for 50 years. You take your pick and you use your imagination. You feel me? So there was a lot going on, and I feel as though this young lady who brought us up back into the picture was just back in the picture to get what she can get and trying to get everybody that really had his best interest at heart the fuck from around him. And he had his nose wide open. This was the first time in my life I ever seen my man strung out behind a bride. You know what I'm saying? And that shit wasn't normal. But she also, she was a lady at times, but it was times when she was anything but a lady. My brother was, man, very well respected. He was very well saluted. He was looked at in high regards to a whole bunch of people, especially a bunch of people that was prominent in the field that we was moving and shaking in. But when you are in a position like that and you have your lady friend study coming out in the middle of man conversation and man talk and man business, and she's over talking her man, these same gentlemen that loved you, respected you, and would never think about crossing you would start to look at you a little differently. If you can't control your woman in your household, how can you control New York Links? What's up? How can you control this whole possibility of a multi-million business, $1 million organization that we are about to put into your hands? How can you control a whole sector of this East Coast where you about to be that dude? So I'm always telling the man, tell her to chill, bro. That ain't a good look, man. You talking to men and she come bogarting in between men, being extra, making a scene, being extra loud, making you look like your nuts is shriveling up every time she opens her mouth. But he was trying to just keep it cool. Usually, he'd have put the 5 fingers of death on one of these females for ever attempting to carry him like that. But remember, I'm trying to tell you, my brother was trying to change. And it's like, man, I saw the cracks in the armor way before I think a lot of people even paid attention to it. So I was like, man, I was trying to put him deep without, you know what I'm saying, without shitting on his wife. And by this time she's his wife. And I'm like, man, we had bought a home that was strictly for us. No matter what happens, we got this safe haven. Can't nobody ever take this from us. You know, and she came in and infiltrated that. And you know what I mean? She telling him, man, this is the way it need to go, blah, say, blah. Jack and them gotta go, this, that. So, man, and he is killing him not to have to tell me this, but I wouldn't even allow him to tell me this. I'm like, man, bro, I can always feed the energy, man. You got a family now. Handle your business, man. I'm good, bro. No, bro, you ain't never got to leave this your room. My nephews, no, that's Uncle Jack's room. You can't get that room to your son. That's my uncle's room. It's that type of, and I had the man, no, I'm good. You know what I mean? He married now. Y'all starting a whole different family. Gonna handle that business. So I fell back a lot. Which I regret to this day. Because if I didn't fall back, I still to this day say my man to be alive, you know? And I stand on that. I ain't no tough nigga, but man, I always had eyes on everything my bro did. And I believe a lot of people conspired to make sure I was one of those that got away from him. Because it was like, man, if Yak went around, he was vulnerable enough where the possibilities of a few different things could have happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, and I ain't never really talked about this situation, but man, it's heavy on me, you know? I still ain't even cried about this. Well, I've cried once about this because it's like, it's a lot. This was my brother. You know what I'm saying? So I fell back. And the situation arose where we wind up getting into a little situation. Allegedly, we was locked up in the shore for an attempted murder. Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? And how it played out, I wind up coming home. You know what I'm saying? I came home before the other couple guys. Because they had, you know what I mean, prior records, parole, hold them and shit like that. So, did he take his own life? No, he didn't take his own life, bro. No, not at all. He wasn't that tight. I'm going to get to it. But it's like, so I wind up coming home. And in the process of me coming home, now I'm seeing, now his kid's mother, whom had him from their childhood, this woman has put her life on the line. No matter where they shipped him across the country, she was there. From Kentucky to Cali to Colorado, you name it, she there and putting her life on the line, her and her son. She taking anything that can make money, can be made money, allegedly, man, she was taking that shit in. So he always lived like a king when he was in a joint. You know what I'm saying? And when he came home and he dealing with this bride, he put the wife in charge of everything. So by this time, the wife is she's excluding the baby mom out of everything. When everybody know the baby mother is the key to all of this. She's the reason he became the man that he became. Totally XYZ, but she was going through some hardship at that exact moment, and they took advantage of that. You know what I mean? The young lady took advantage of that, and man, wound up convincing him while he's still locked up that she was a problem. She should be eliminated. She should be not a part of nothing. She should be basically homeless on the fucking streets, kids taken, and everybody looking at her like she's nothing. And this shit is killing me. So I'm going every day. She's going through some troubles. She's mentally, man, challenged right now. She's scarred. Her heart is broken. So I'm every morning. I get up, go to the house. I used to have a room there, but I never stayed there because my bro was gone. I get up every morning, go make the breakfast for the kids, get the kids dressed, get them off to school, because she's still out of it by now. She ain't mentally strapped right. So you know what I mean? I sit there, get them all together. The youngest one, my little bro E, he was still a baby, so I keep him all day, make sure I get him diapers changed, feed him. Man, whoop-de-whoop, do the whole 9 yards. Now around 11 is going into 12, and she shake it off, she back, she mother of the year, she focused, she on point. So now I can go and do what I got to do. And the process of this, my man's locked up. But this fiance slash wife he's dealing with now, she's pumping the shit in his batteries. Man, Yak over there fucking. I know Yak over there fucking. Yak over there too much. Yak over there, he gotta be fucking her. Nigga, you out your fucking mind? We have dedicated. If mine need it, you gonna make sure they got it. If yours need it, I'm gonna make sure they got it. We live by this quota forever. But we didn't let an outside snake interfere and get involved in this and change the whole dynamics of what, you know what I mean, what we looked at and how we looked at as far as just relationships with everybody. Man, Rick Martin, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. So, man, I remember one day my brother called me. He say, man, don't take nothing over there. If she call you for diapers, if she call you for this, she call you for that, don't get that bitch shit. I say, man, Queen J, how you doing? I said, how you gonna do that to me, bro? How you gonna put that stipulation on me not to, if she call me and tell me shorty need diapers, food, what a, nigga, you know I'm taking that shit over there, bro. No, nigga, I want you to take it over there. You gonna take it over, we gonna have a problem. All right, man, we gonna fucking have to have a problem then. Cause I know with every inkling in my heart, if my wife called you, nigga, and I told you, man, don't get that bitch shit, you gonna make sure you go over there and get her straight. Cause you really know where that stands in my heartbeat, you know? So he was talking to me on the phone, and I could tell I know my man. He said, man, when I get home, we gotta talk. I said, yeah, most definitely. What you want to talk to me about? And I know what he want to ask me. Because this bitch done told him, now I'm fucking around with his kid's mom, which is the furthest thing from the truth. But she's trying to do something to get Jack out of the picture. Because if I'm out of the picture, it's so much easier for this completion of treachery to go through. So I'm telling him, I'm like, man, yeah, I can't wait till you get home, bro. But you know, when you ask me that question, you better turn to your bad side, because I'm a wire your shit up. If you ever if you ever have the audacity or the nuts to ask me that, that's gonna be the day we gonna move this furniture around here, and I'm gonna wire your shit shut. But do you go right ahead and ask me whenever you're ready. So it's like it's a lot going on. And my man's getting ready to come home, but in the process, his baby mom Shelby, man, rest in peace. I love you, baby girl. Love you, I love you, I love you. She passes away right before he gets home, gets released. And I remember she was fucking up. And she called me one night. And she was like, man, yeah, man, I'm fucked up. I need something, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, Shelly, why you gonna do me like that, yo? Can't do that, yo. I can't fucking do that. You know what I mean? And well, I'm finna go do this. I'm finna go sell this. I'm finna go, man, put some pressure on me, man, that just, man, hurt me. But it's like, man, I'll give you $2, but I ain't taking you to go get nothing. I ain't doing that. You know what I mean? And I heard this nigga over there in his house. That ain't his house. So I went over there that night, escorted the nigga up out of there. Man, get the fuck from out of here, yo. Come back over here, then you have a problem. I don't give a fuck what you think going on. So she was She was fighting a battle because she was traumatically distraught, yo, for real, for real. And it was, what was it, Easter? Easter?
Yeah, Mother's Day.
It was Mother's Day. She was, man, she had went and got herself, she had went to, she went and checked herself in. She had got clean. She had like 2 weeks of clean urine, everything. She wanted to see her kids for Mother's Day. And when she come back in town, they rejects her from seeing her kids. When she did all this to get back, come back, look like herself. She's healthy, man. She's happy. She ready to go to war, get her babies back. And everybody attacked her, and she didn't see her kids. Excuse me. And she called me, and she was like, "Man, Jack, man, I need something, bro. I need you to see something." I'm like, "Man, shut up. I'm not giving you nothing, yo. I ain't getting you shit, yo." I'm like, "Man, but I'm trying to still shake off because I want to see her." I said, "Man, I'm just getting off work, babe. Let me get showered, shower and shave, man. I'm gonna get up with you as soon as I get dressed." I get out the shower, man. She blowing my phone up, but I don't answer because I'm like, man, I'm not finna give her nothing. Yo, she's doing too good to, you know what I mean, to fall off the rail right now. So I wouldn't give her nothing. I'm not answering the phone, and I'm like, man, she killed because I never not answered for her, but I refuse to. I ain't finna give her nothing. I don't care how you hurt, and I understand that, but I'm not gonna give you nothing. And man, I slept that whole afternoon into the early mornings. My phone blowing up early in the morning. One of my exes called me. She said, "Yak, you heard?" I said, "Heard what?" He said, "Shelly." Man, she went down to the city, man. She had been clean. She had been clean, man, a couple months or something. So she got a bitch ass brother for real to shoot her up. You know what I mean? His bitch ass shot her up. And man, she died down there that night, man. She was trying to call me, bro. And I still battle with this today. Cause I'm like, damn, if I'd have answered, I know I wouldn't have let her go out like that. But it's like that's in hindsight. It would have, you know what I mean? It's like, man, it's a tough one for me. Cause she called me and I checked my message. I still got the message to this day. Her message was, "Man, I love your black ass, yo. That's fucked up you ain't answer my phone calls, but you know I still love you." And the last thing she said to me was, "Until we meet again." And she never in her life said that to me. So I don't know if that was a intuition or I don't know, but she had never hung up to me like that before. And man, she passed away when I got up that morning. She had passed away. And it's like, man, my bro locked up, but he's about to get home. He's about to get released. So he get released right as man. The funeral arrangements being made, and he didn't. While he was locked up, he let the wife get. She's in full control of everything right now. The estate. She's the she's the overseer of everything. And she put a bootleg funeral service together to the point of, man, just like, man, to get this woman out of here because this woman was a thorn in her spine for so long. She was glad that this woman was gone, but my man would have sent her out with doves, man. He done fuck around, had Billy Ocean them there singing. She done went out like a queen that she was. This woman had her, so it was such a wretched ass funeral that, you know what I mean, I couldn't even stay. The aroma in the air was off. It was the energy, the air was thick. It was everything that could have been wrong was wrong in his service. Then she tell everybody, can't nobody wear any T-shirts in honor of her. Can't nobody wear. Can't nobody get up there and speak on her behalf. Bitch, how the fuck is you gonna tell people that's known this woman 25, 30 years, they can't even get up there and, man, show their respects or nothing. So I had to leave, man. Had to leave. And it was, man, it was rough. It was real rough. And man, right after that, my man got home. He finally confided in me like, man, I fucked up, bro. Like, yeah, you fucked up. I don't give a fuck what that bitch was telling you. You should have put her up. You should have put her up in one of these studio apartments, paid that shit up for a year, and let her ass be. Cause she should not have been she should not have been homeless. Just out here pillar the post, fending for self with a habit and doing God knows what, tricking in some more shit to try to make it when you could have easily just put her ass up where she got a brace, she got a crutch. Everything ain't just her back pressed against the wall. So he regretted that, but he couldn't even show that regret because of this little evil ass devil that he done married, sitting there gloating and you know what I mean? It's like, man, I had to get the fuck from around there, man. For real, for real. I'm sorry that happened, Jack. One thing sure, she knew you was dead with her friend. God bless her. Yeah, she definitely did. I had never met her godmother. Excuse me. Until the funeral. And she made sure she tracked me down and she said, are you Jack? I said, yeah, yeah. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, let me explain something to you. No matter what, Shelly loved the hell out of you. She she spoke so highly of you because she always let everybody know you was her brother. And you was the one person that always had her, you know what I mean? And that's like, man, that's when you make calls at home, it can't be avoided, my brother. When I make a call at home, yeah, that is true. But my thing is, if I would have answered, and the reason I didn't answer was because she was asking me to give her something that I knew she should not and did not need. She should not have and she did not need. So I was like, damn, I avoided her calls, which I never did. You know what I'm saying? But with that even being said, if I'd have took her call, if I'd have went to get her, she wouldn't have. I don't think she would have went out like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she would have went out like that because she was one of them. She couldn't bang herself, and that's why if I see her big brother to this day, I'm gonna break his shit up because it's your baby sister. You know what she's going through, and her big brother shoots her up and leave her, knowing she been clean for X amount of months. You gonna hit her ass with a hot one and leave her going to the store or whatever instead of making sure your little sister was straight. You know what I'm saying? So he got a man. He got a baseball bat, aluminum bat. You know what I mean? Pistol whipping, allegedly something coming to me if I ever see his ass again. And I ain't seen his ass about 5, 6 years, man. Cause of that, cause he know he did bad, man. That's your baby sister. You supposed to protect your baby sisters, man. And it's like a man shot that ate him up. That ate him up royally. And the way it went, he started realizing his spouse that he's with now, her energy is off. She could be a main reason a lot of this shit's going the way it's going. So he started distancing himself from her. He was buying all type of properties. And when I first left my first wife, I was in scrambles because I left her everything. I left a whole furnished house, everything. I took 2 plastic bags with clothes and my PlayStation. That's all I took. So I'm like, man, he said, man, go over to the one spot I got over here. You know what I mean? Shit, I'm trying to sell it right now, but nigga, do you. But the wife, she the whole time never wanted me there. I'm trying to sell it. My cousin wanted to be there. I was going to put my cousin there, blah, blah, blah. She was one of them, trying to put her family up in everything that my man has accumulated. You didn't do nothing but come do some sucking and fucking and got yourself in a position where you so-called a shot caller now. So I ain't trying to hear that shit. And she used to try to put my boy in positions to eradicate me, and he wouldn't. But me being the guy that I am, I would, man. Come on, bro. Shit, I don't need it anyway. Cause I'm over here. I'm over here anyway most of the time. This is a spot I use to dip off and, you know. So he was finna go on vacation. Him, his wife, and the kids. I tell him come by to see me. Because his wife had sent me a message like, man, we need to figure something out about this studio, blah, blah, blah. So I called him over after I got off work. I said, man, here. I said, enjoy your trip. And I gave him 2 months rent because I wasn't even staying there. I just still had keys. He said, man, I ain't taking this from you, Jack. I said, nah, give it to your wife so she ain't on your back. So you can so she can lighten up on you, you know what I'm saying? And nigga, this man, we know where we at, man. It's to the end, yo. And he like, man, I'll be back next week. But the ironic part of it, his cousin wound up getting kidnapped. The second day he was on his he was in Puerto Rico on vacation. So he had an emergency flight back. Nobody knew he was even back. I didn't know he was back. He got a call from somebody to come handle some business at this establishment that we frequented. We frequented an establishment, you know what I mean, normally. Now, yes, he on the emergency flight back, but he didn't contact me. He didn't contact one of our other brothers. It's 2, 3 of us. You know what I mean? It's an unwritten title, but we the security. We watch. We the eyes, man. We watch everything. He didn't call none of us, so he didn't feel threatened. You know what I mean? To the point where it was some business he couldn't handle. Because if it was something serious like that, he'd have made sure a couple of us were there, if not all of us. But he'd have definitely made sure Yak was there. Because Yak don't let him out of his sight, nothing. And you know what I mean? All the details is fuzzy and so many lies. But either way, my man stepped outside of the door. A car that had pulled up had apparently approached him. And man, they had some words or whatever. And ironically, he drops his gun. My man's an avid gun, you know what I mean, specialist. He knows he's not dropping no gun. So he drops a gun, and all of a sudden, he's shot, you know what I mean, 17, 18 times dead, you know? And it's like, I'm one of his best friends. His wife never called me to tell me, you know what I'm saying, what happened to my bro. The call I got from his wife was, we need to figure out how I can come get this key, and you need to have all of this apartment clean completely out, because I need that key by such and such. I got people finna move in. This bitch ain't even told me the funeral arrangements, what happened, what's been said about my bro. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I'm like, wow. So, you know, rumors get to swirling off the rip. All right, and that bitch got something to do with it. Cause I don't care. If I'm my wife there with me, some niggas roll down on me, my wife ain't finna sit there peeking through no pico watching me get violated. My wife going out there with me, and my wife we probably both gonna get laid out up in there. She sat there and watched it, you know what I mean, go full throttle, man, for real, for real. And it's like, shit, a tragedy. Cause this brother was one of them brothers, man. if he, most people, he was misunderstood because he had that no nonsense attitude from being in the streets. He didn't play no games. When it was business, straight face, no cut cards. But if you was part of his circle, part of his family, he loved you to death. He would give you anything. He'd give you the shirt off his back. All he wanted to do was make sure he saw you smiling, you having fun. Everybody had the whole different perception of who he really was as the man that he had became. And it's like, man, I miss my dude, you know? Miss my dude for real, man. It's a few of these. I can't even write a song about it. This is one of the first ones I'm really going in about it, man. But it's like, we lost a tragedy. We lost a good dude, man. You get some people, the environments that we raised in, when we coming up, we have a tough layer of skin on us. But we do some of the things that a lot of people would think are unthinkable things to do. But that's just the environment and the conditions and the type of people that are raising us and we're being raised around. But when you cycle through life and you swim through life, you don't always be that same knucklehead. You don't always be that same threat. It might still be in you because those are survival tactics that you learn throughout the process. But you also become, especially when you're dealing with serious businessmen, serious men in different fields and organizations and all kinds of things. You learn how to carry yourself as a man because being mad don't always get you what you need to be trying to get in this deal. Being mad can get you killed. Being mad can get you shunned. Being mad can get you, man, fuck you, you ain't my type. I don't like your energy. So he was growing up as a man when he started figuring out, man, he had to smile more. He had to be more cordial. He had to be more outgoing. And in the process of that, his present wife took that as a sign of weakness and belittled him and talked down to him and talked at him in front of real stand-up men that saluted and respected this man to the fullest, which can make men lose that respect and that honor they have for you. If you can't control your woman at home, how can I expect you to I can put an airplane mode full of shit in your possession and I expect you to control that. That's how people think. Man, I appreciate it, bro. But that's just some real, man. You know, man. I'm gonna stop it right here, man. It's gonna be a part two, man. Cause I'm yeah, it's starting to, it's talking to me, you know. But man, it's some real deal, man. Like I just had it on my head. It's like, man, I think it might be time for me to get it out. You know what I mean? So I appreciate everybody just giving me their ear, man. Rick Martinez, you know what it is. Queen Jayla, man, everybody, New York Links. What's up in here, man? Yeah, Chicago's finest. Anybody that catch it on the replay, man. This is one of the real life tales, man, and it's a tragedy on top of life lessons where it can teach you some things, what to and not to do. Because a lot of times, a lot of us be put in positions where we think we don't have no other options than to be in the underworld. But man, if you can run a legitimate $1 million undertone in the streets organization, you can run a multi-million-dollar corporation, man. We just don't apply ourselves and apply our brains into the fields and in and around the proper people that we should be, so we can flourish. Those same traits you had, where man, you was able to, if you were able to go anywhere and sell a nickel, a dime, a ready, or a kilo already to somebody you've never met, you can get out there and sell these same products that are sold in CVS. that are sold in Kmart, that are sold in Walmart. You know what I mean? But we downgrade ourselves. We always look at embarrassment. We look at like narcotics, guns, and taking on hits is more honorable than going to punch that clock on a 9 to 5 and work your way up to a plant manager slash GM, then where you can buy your own store. They done brain fucked us to thinking working and walking your way up into a career and getting a degree is a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. And we got to shake that mindset. There's a lot of brothers that's in the penitentiary and a lot of brothers in the graveyard that were actually geniuses, but did not know how to take the outlets and figure out how to find those cracks in the crevices to do something different, man. And I've known a whole bunch of them in my time, man. And they wasn't all bad. You might do some bad things in the process because you think that's the only choice you got. And a lot of times, a lot of our back be pressed up against the wall where it seems like that's it because nobody else has ever taught us a way to say, man, try it that way. And we became too prideful to help and ask questions about how can you help me or how can I go about helping myself. And that's a stigma we need to throw the fuck out the doors, man, for real, for real. So, man, I appreciate you peoples, man. But I'm going to definitely, man, I'm going to be back tomorrow and finish this up, man. It was just on my head, man. I felt like letting it out. It's been a minute since I've really been feeling like that. So I said, man, let me go and do what it do, you know? So I appreciate y'all giving me your ear. Man, all true tales, no lies, no lies. And this really means something to me. Because it's like, man, these are my family members. And I've lost too many, man. Real for real. To senseless violence, to senseless jail time, and just to senseless nigga shit. For real, for real. So, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Yak Chicago's finest. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We out of here. Appreciate y'all, folks. I still tell them the same thing. They ain't got to respect me, but they will not disrespect me. Because all of this shit I'm telling is facts, facts, facts. No lies, no lies, no lies. And they can be fact traced. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you, folks. Always love. Yeah.